President Bola Tinubu is in Berlin for the G20 Compact with Africa Conference. Energy, trade, and investment are set to top the agenda in discussions alongside global leaders. State House correspondent Adesua Moro reports from Berlin.
Brandenburg Gate. Heightened security is in place following a pro-Palestinian protest in response to Israel's actions in Gaza, just as the city prepares for the arrival of global leaders, including Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, for the G20 Compact with African Conference. President Tinubu touched down at the Willy Brandt Berlin Brandenburg International Airport at 1:14 a.m. local time, disembarking just minutes later. The conference, hosted by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, puts energy, trade, and investment in the spotlight. President Tinubu will be in the company of other global leaders, heads of international organizations, and representatives from compacts with Africa member countries. Simultaneously, Berlin will host the 4th G20 Investment Summit, co-hosted by the German government and business associations.
In the days ahead here in Berlin, the focus will be on a strategic drive towards economic cooperation and the implementation of tangible investment in key sectors of the economy. President Bola Tinubu will try to leverage on those platforms to advance his mission towards attracting foreign direct investment to Nigeria. From Berlin, Adesua Omoruan for Rise News.
All right, Dr. Abati, a lot to talk about. Berlin.
Well, I mean, from going to the Saudi Africa Summit, the Arab Africa Summit, President Tinubu arrived, went for, the swearing in of West African president, I think in Guinea. And then, of course, he's gone off to the Compact with Africa Summit, which will be taking place on the alongside the 4th investment summit of the G20. I think it's good that Nigeria is at the table. Again, the major issues at this Compact with Africa conference is about investment, about energy, about trade, about sustainable development, about climate change adaptation. And I've always made the point on this program that President Tinubu is Nigeria's #1 foreign policy chief. He's the foreign policy chief of Nigeria. So it's good that consistently he shows up at the table at these important conferences. Now, this is going to be a conference that will be focusing basically on investment. And the G20 is made up of the most industrialized countries of the world and developing countries, constituting about 80% of gross world products, 2/3 of the world's population. The G20 was established in 1999. The European Union countries are members, and then the African Union is also there. So President Tinubu, as president of Nigeria, and also as chairman of the authority of ECOWAS of state and government, is good that he's there. But the important thing that we always point out is that it's not just enough to show up at this fora. It is more important that whatever investment opportunities Nigeria is able to strike with other partners, whether bilateral partners who will be there, international organizations who will be there, non-governmental organizations who will be present at this conference in Berlin. What is important is for our relevant ministries, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs particularly, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, MITI, as it is otherwise known, to follow up, to follow through, to translate these commitments that we manage to secure around the world into concrete outcomes for the benefit of the Nigerian people. Otherwise, all these trips will end up just like a jamboree. So this is something that the Tinubu administration must pay attention to. However, I've also always made the point about why is it that all the time, these developed countries are always summoning African leaders. If we are not summoned to come to Japan, we are rushing to India, we are rushing to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. When would that time come when African leaders, under the auspices of the African Union, who themselves invite the leaders of these advanced, developed countries to come to Africa, to sit at a table right here in Africa. But, well, I hope that African leaders will be able to have the courage, the synergy, the sense of cooperation and collaboration to make Africa, that is now being identified as the last frontier by the investing international community, you know, to also be the place for discussion. Where Berlin, President Tinubu going to Berlin, has a special resonance for Nigerians who understand the history of that old Berlin conference. But that's not what we're talking about this morning. We're talking about trade, energy, investment in infrastructure, and we hope that President Tinubu will, you know, achieve a lot that we can see through, follow through, develop upon for the benefit of the Nigerian people. After all, diplomacy, at the end of the day, is about the people.
So let me wax poetic this morning, Dr. Let's talk about Berlin Conference, but let's start by the words of President Kennedy, each of Berliner. I'm a Berliner. He said that at a time when Berlin was in ruins from the war, and the Berliners did rebuild Berlin. Today, Germany is a thriving economy. And they did that with the strength of industry and ingenuity. The question I would like to ask is, who will build Nigeria? Nigerians. But their government must also support them and open opportunities for them. Let's go back to the Berlin Conference, Dr. Abati. I need to talk about that. The Berlin Conference. The only difference between what is happening in the Berlin Conference in the late 1800s and now for Africa is the fact that during the Berlin Conference, when Otto von Bismarck and his friends wanted to share Africa, there were no Africans there to represent themselves. The difference is, over 100 years after, Africans still go there to be able to see how these foreigners can have a share of our continent in the name of investments and trade. Then it was colonialism, now it's trade. But when you look at the balance of power, 100 years Africa has not still grown. It is still the same West that had the balance of power 100 years ago that still have it today. Then something is wrong with all of our African leaders, and it's a big indictment on us. And like you asked rightly, when are we going to have the balance of power? When are we going to sit in our continent? And they are also going to come and we're going to dictate the terms. So 100 years after, nothing has changed in the Berlin Conference. What are we going there for? Trade and investment. One possibility. Yeah, Olaf Scholz was here a couple of months ago to talk about possibility of the economy. But the question is, are we investment ready as a people? Let's talk about our energy sector. Only recently, Dr. Abati, in charge of, local context, was talking about the fact that foreign oil majors are finding it very difficult to invest in Nigeria. As if you see the headlines this morning, a tripartite committee to be able to aid investments, foreign oil majors pulled out of it because it's very difficult to invest there. So what are the things we ought to do to make our investment climate very conducive for the people to come? Have we checked red tape? Have we checked bureaucracy? Have we fixed the innate problems we have? Have we started to work on our economic resurgence? Because if we don't do all of this, we can attend conferences from now till thy kingdom come. But it is the readiness of our people and our country for those investments that will really herald those investments. So it's not by promises. People have been making promises from today till thy kingdom come. Nothing is done. Promise is just promise. But where is the action going to come? Where is that money going to come into the economy? And we're going to see businesses make something in return. Because these investors are not Father Christmas. So have we fixed the red tape of doing business? Have we fixed the bureaucracy? Have we fixed crude oil theft? Have we fixed corruption, which looms large? Have we fixed the theory of 10 to 20%? On every business transaction by God knows who? So those are the things that will truly prepare our economy for that pedestal of investment. But I wish President Tinubu well. These areas are key for development. Energy sector, new energy, economy, trade, and all of that. But I just wish that there's a day coming soon that Nigeria and other African countries will truly have the balance of power on this table. Because after the Berlin Conference, and after the Niger Conference, after the Berlin Conference in the late 1800s, Africa doesn't still have the balance of power on the table. And that's injustice. And that's why our leaders must do right. Arise News senior anchor, Dr. Ruben Abati, wins Eminent Personality of the Year award. It was presented by KRM Communications Concept, publisher of the Message International magazine, at a ceremony held on Sunday in Lagos. The Distinguished Award was bestowed upon Dr. Ruben Abati in recognition of his contributions to the advancement of the media industry in the country and his significant role in fostering progress of democracy and the rule of law. The Eminent Personality Award aims to celebrate people who have excelled in different fields and have made substantial contributions to the development of Nigeria. My word.
I'm delighted, and I would like to thank the publishers of the Message International for the recognition, for the award. And as I always say on set at Arise News, this kind of recognition is just a source of inspiration for every journalist to work harder. We don't do the work because we're looking for awards, but when the awards come, when the recognition comes, it simply means that we are encouraged to work harder. So I feel motivated to do more, to continue to work at my craft and to continue to be more productive.
Also, Arise senior producer Ozzy Okoli, who doesn't do implications, was awarded TV Producer of the Year by Miss Nigeria International Beauty Pageant held yesterday in Lagos. He was specifically recognized for his work during the NSAS reporting and the production of the morning show by Bednants and Crusaders, a distinguished organization with a long history of promoting talent, beauty, and cultural diversity through various platforms, including Mr. and Miss Nigeria International pageantry. The 12th edition of the event seeks to promote Nigerian culture and tourism and was attended by dignitaries, well-wishers, and lovers of beauty and glamour of Nigeria's diversity.
I know it is not easy to recognize people who are behind the scene, when you do what you do best to ensure that Rufai Hosseini is saying what he's supposed to say. Dr. Abati is also firing at a high cylinder, and then you have the likes of the female anchor too doing the same thing. That is Ayo Mairo essay. It's not easy. And we will keep doing what we know how to do best to ensure that the society is doing its own part to ensure that government will definitely do what they are supposed to do to ensure that all of us enjoy the dividends of democracy. So thank you so very much for this award. I'm grateful. Thank you.
The TV Producer of the Year, if you follow the trend for the past 2 years, okay, let's start from 2022, it risked his life, the content, and being that it's from a theater background. When a theater artist work, it's all about production, it's all about quality, about quantity. So that motivates us. So has he been celebrated more? No. Why don't we celebrate him? In our brand, what people are doing in pageantry, they copy us. I can say that. We started the mixed pageant, we started our word in the pageant, trying to identify different people that we don't celebrate. So this year we focus on the media.
I'm delighted to be here. With regards to the contestants for the beauty pageant, I'm going to leave that to the judges. They're going to have a very hard time because they're all absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually here to support my dear friend Ozzy Okoli, and my former producer on the morning show, because he's getting a well-deserved award tonight. And I'm just so happy that he's been recognized for all he does. He's incredibly talented. And without him, the morning show would not be what it is. So that's why I'm here.
Wow, Dr. Abati, congratulations. In fact, I just want to, you said I should not wear it on your neck. I wanted to wear it on your neck, but Dr. Abati, if you permit me, just take it. This is a recognition for all your hard work. You are just starting, 50 more hours before the end of the year. Bless you so much. Bless you. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Ozzy Okoli, this is to you, my very good friend. Congratulations. You know I love you. But the problem I have with you is you don't do implication. All the awards you've been winning, we've not seen any implication. Repent to the kingdom of God is at hand. Dr. Abati, what do you have to say about all of this?
No, congratulations to Ozzy Okoli. And in the background also is Kingsley Ikenna, the people in the gallery, the amount of work that they put in every morning to make sure that this show goes on air. From shouting in our ears from the gallery and saying, Go to the next guest. It's enough. Next person. You know, it's a lot of work. I don't know how he copes, but he's a very experienced television producer. And this recognition keeps coming in his direction. And I think that, you know, I'd like to join you in congratulating him specifically. And also to thank the people.
Talk about it. It doesn't do implications.
And also the people who honored me yesterday. Well, I'm very grateful, you know, to the Message International magazine for the recognition. As I said, this is just, you know, to motivate us to do a lot more. Every morning we come here, we just try to do what we enjoy doing, okay? And the bigger credit goes to Arise News. When Arise News started 10 years ago, there were some people who were skeptical. But today, the station keeps winning awards back to back, back to back. And what it means is that if you are committed to something, you build a team that is productive and committed and passionate, you can do a lot. And here, we're just interested in adding value to society, not anything else. Some people say, oh, they do politics, they do politics. No, this is not a political party. It's not a political station. This is a media house. And what we do is to report the news and to analyze the news and to set agenda and to encourage Nigerians to invest in their country to make it a better place for all of us. That's our main agenda here. We have no hidden agenda other than to serve the people of Nigeria. And we want to thank, you know, all our viewers at home and abroad, across Africa, internationally, who continue to support us and who continue to give us the opportunity every morning to invade your living rooms, your offices, and, you know, express our opinions in line with the rule of law, with what the Constitution says about the freedom of expression. Thank you very much, everybody. And Ozi Okoli, you have never given us implications
God bless you,
in this
Dr.
place.
God bless you. Never.
You and some other people that I will not name. When it comes to implications,
you will run away.
You will run away.
Yes.
You will say you are ordering suya. The suya will never arrive.
See.
We will wait and wait and wait and wait.
Yes.
We will not. The last time I waited for 3 hours.
We didn't see anything.
I had to go away.
Never done. And he has this money. He's winning best producer. He does not do for us.
You have to
do implication for this one.
Don't say suya. We don't want suya.
No.
There are other things you can easily
small shops, you know, even food. Because accumulated implication is what you have not done. Food, pack of rice, RSVP, rice and stew very plenty. And put Eleri Dodo by the side. God bless you, Dr.
Congratulations to Arise News.
Yeah.